Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another DC comic review, and in this DC comic review I am covering The World of Krypton by Robert Venditti. And as you can see here, we've got Zod on the cover, or one of the Zods on the cover, as well as one of the members of the House of Zod. So first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to anything that is happening inside of the story? And the answer is yes, to which I give the cover a 7 out of 10. I'll now move to showing the internal art as well as covering parts of the story before giving the rating for the story. Starting now. Now this is some of the art around the beginning, and as you can see, the title of this is The Trial of Krypton, one of the members of the House of Zod. And as we look into this, these panels shown here are in fact connecting to what would become to be known in the DC universe as the Phantom Zone. I'll now jump towards the middle, and as you can see, this takes place 2 months later, and we've got the House of Zod and the House of Zod, and this is leading to the trial of actually Krypton and the judgment that will be set for him. And last but not least, some of the art towards the end of the story. And as we can see here, we've got the House of Zod, and finally the leading up to the decision to which Krypton will actually be sent later on, spoiler, into the Phantom Zone. So for the internal art, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the story and how it is going to be rated. First off is any comic references. Seeing that this is the second issue, there was no comic reference into the previous. I'm not too worried about that. So moving into the next thing, and that is, what did we get in the area of time? Well, in the area of time, as you also saw, what was actually shown here on the video is that we got 2 months later, and in between all that there is discussions as to what is actually happening with Krypton, including its environment, which was brought up in the previous issue. And there's still like groups in some essence wanting blood from the House of Zod because they want to set the blame on them when they don't understand what's happening to Krypton itself and what's leading to what's going to happen. Moving into the next thing, the locations that showed up in this, of course, we were in Krypton, or on Krypton. We didn't get to know all the places. We did get to see a somewhat place which is like a magistrate's court of sorts, or a high court of sorts. Though it would have been nice if it was pointed out, even both by the editor and the writer, to which would make the story a little bit more fulfilling. But overall, did it affect the story or the story rating? In some essence, but not a lot. And of course, we had the Phantom Zone. Last but not least, the cast of characters consisting of Nira, Jor-El, Zor-El, Krypton, and Zod. Overall, I gave this story a rating of 7 out of 10. I am looking forward to when this series starts to reach the end. I know we're not at the end yet, but It's going to be interesting to see what the next issue has to offer. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.